What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. It is that time of the year again. I think I'm a little late to the game. I feel like every other reviewer has done their top spring lists, but here we are. You know, we get there when we get there. So I got a list of 10 fragrances here that I'm going to share with you. Now, this is going to be done a little bit differently than I've done in the past. All of my seasonal lists are generally all kind of lumped together, you know, designer and niche. I don't really discriminate between the two, and part of the reason for that is I've always had more designers than niche, but my niche fragrance collection is growing and kind of we're reaching a 50-50 point right now. I've been selling a lot of fragrances and I've been cycling other ones in. I'm really trying to find what I truly love, what I truly like to wear. So my current collection as it is now is getting closer to reflecting what I actually truly love to wear. So what I decided to do was actually do two lists. As you can see from the title, we're going to do the designer list right now. I also have a niche list. When I lumped them together, I noticed that it was almost all niche. I think there was 2 designers that made the list and everything else was niche, and I feel like, you know, I know a lot of you guys out there aren't really looking to go out and buy niche fragrances at their price points. So I wanted to be fair and give you guys some designer fragrances as well that are a little bit more affordable but still smell great that I will be reaching for this spring. So let's kick it off. No honorable mentions. I think this might be the first seasonal list I've done with no honorable mentions. All the other ones had like 5 honorable mentions. Let's jump right into it. So this number 10 spot. This is a brand new fragrance to my collection. And by brand new, I mean I literally just bought it this afternoon. I bought it a few hours ago. I had smelled it once before in the store, put it on my skin and kind of went home and tested it out. And I was like, okay, it's all right. It wasn't what I expected, but it was okay. Decided to go back to the store to do some other shopping, but ended up seeing it again. Figured, hey, let me put it on skin. And this was right around this time. I've actually just sold off a wave of fragrances. Like I just got rid of maybe 6 or 7 bottles. I got 3 more going out pretty soon. So I'm really cycling things through. So I smelled it again on skin. I walked around the store for a bit, maybe an hour or 2. And I was like, I was getting wafts of it. I was like, this is really nice. And I actually prefer it over its predecessor, which I just ended up selling. And here it is, Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Brand new release. And the reason why it's number 10, again, because I just got it. But I think this was going to be a great one for the spring. I do enjoy it more than the original, which was too sharp and bright. I'm realizing that I'm not crazy about overly done, fresh, bright, sharp citrus, pepper kind of combinations. This is a little bit less of that, toned down. Has a little tiny eensy bit of a oriental vibe in the base with some vanilla. I think there's some star anise as well. So the spicy nature is a little bit different than it was in the original. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a dedicated review on this on my channel here. I'm actually going to be doing a collaborative one with another reviewer coming up pretty soon. But if you guys want to see a review on this, let me know. That's Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. All right. Coming in at number 9, this is a fragrance I actually wore today, and it's one that I've tried to get rid of multiple times, and I keep thinking I don't like it until I put it on, and then I get compliments, and then I smell it all day, and I was like, man, I like this. I need to stop pretending like I don't like it. And this is Versace Eros. Now some people might wonder, how does this actually work in the spring? The mint note. This has kind of a double personality to it. You have this oriental nature with this heavy vanilla, but you also have a brightness to it with the mint. Has that synthetic apple note, I will say. Everything about this is pretty synthetic, but it is pleasant, sweet and fresh. Has some lasting power. It does project. Again, I get compliments with it, and it's something that's easy to throw on when it's a little bit cooler. So that's Versace Eros. All right, coming in at number 8. This is also a pretty brand new fragrance. I got it maybe, probably wondering what it is. I got it within the last 2 months or so, maybe a month and a half I got this. And Man, I've never smelled anything like this, and that's what I heard about it. That's what I heard to expect from it. It is unlike anything I've ever smelled. I wouldn't even call it a designer fragrance. It only is because it comes from a designer house, a house that makes other things besides fragrance. Because this is a niche concept in a designer bottle. If you guys want to see a review on it, let me know. And this is Narciso Rodriguez for Him. Now, a lot of people say this smells like wet cement. I don't really get that vibe. I get quite a bit of sweetness out of this. Violet leaf is the main note in this. It comes off as a little damp, a tad sweet and floral. It's very musky. Musk is huge in this fragrance, as well as most of the ones from this line. It's really kind of hard to describe. Again, so unique, off the wall. It's pretty subtle, but it does last a good while on my skin. If you spray the right amount, I go maybe 3 max sprays on this. It just gives off this very subtle aura, very gentlemanly, very mysterious. I dig this stuff. If you don't know it, check it out. Narciso Rodriguez for Him. Coming in at number 7. It's come from the house of Margiela, and this is a gentlemanly fragrance. I love this stuff for the spring. We had to have some kind of aromatic fougere on the list, so we're going with this one. This is at the Barbers. This thing is still trying to find my face through my hand. Stop doing that. This stuff is beautiful. Barbershop style aromatic fougere. You get kind of the classic notes like lavender. You get citruses. You get some green herbal nature to it. There's some spices to it. It's fresh, spicy, very just clean. Smells a little bit like shaving foam. I really love this stuff. I haven't reviewed it. Maybe I will. That's at the Barbers from Margiela. Number 6. This is a classic. This is one that has made a lot of my lists and will continue to do so. I don't wear it as much as I'd like to anymore, but I know that I still love it. Sometimes I forget I have it, to be honest. So I'm going to make more of an effort to wear it as much as I can. I will say that this list, I've compiled it not so much in an order of fragrances that I love. It is that, but I tried to make the order in precedence of fragrances that I will be wearing the most. And I tried to be very realistic with myself. It's like, man, I love this fragrance, maybe a little bit more than that one, but I tend to wear this one more. So that one ranked higher. That's how I rank this list here. So this one, I kind of put it right near the middle because I'm going to do my best with it. I know I will be wearing it, but these other ones I'll probably be wearing more. This is Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme. You cannot go wrong with this stuff. You can see me through the bottle. Anyway, I love this. Light and subtle, that kind of fresh ginger, vetiver. It's woody, beautiful, fresh, a little sweet. Just perfect for just about any occasion. Any occasion. It's so elegant to my nose, but it can be worn casually too. If you haven't smelled this, it's been out forever, but please get your nose on it. That's L'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. All right, top 5 here. This is a cousin of L'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. This is a newer addition to my collection, and I have been reaching for just a little bit more, and I will plan to continue to do so this spring. I do have a review on this. I will leave it up top, and we're talking about Frozen Cologne. La Nuit de l'Homme Frozen Cologne. Man, this is, I'm not going to say much about it. Like I said in my review, I recommend you check it out. This is like your fresh daytime version, or fresh warm weather version of the original La Nuit de l'Homme. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know more about the performance and about the scent itself, check out my review. But this stuff is great. Hard to come by. It's discontinued, at least in North America. So, you know, I apologize for that. I will be wearing it, and I'm sorry that if I'm teasing you because you're not able to get it, but if you look around, you might get lucky. There might even be people decanting it on eBay. Coming in at number 4, I know I'll be wearing this one quite a bit. Have a little dent in this bottle. This is a great fragrance just about any time of the year, aside from when it's super hot out, because it can get a little powdery. But Man, this is L'Homme from Prada. Clean, soapy, a little sweet. You have that iris and amber combo. Man, so gentlemanly. Masculine, but without being too in your face. Great performance. Not much more to say about this one. If you don't know, check it out. I'll be wearing this a lot. Number 3. This is a brand new addition to my collection here. And it's a pretty brand new release as well. And when I first got it, I sprayed it on. And I was like, okay, it smells great. But then it just disappeared in like 3 hours. And people were saying, oh yeah, this stuff lasts like 7 hours. We're so surprised. It's 6-7 hours is great. I'm like, what the heck? I'm not getting anything out of this. So I tested it multiple times, all on my hand, until I realized I don't think this is the proper way to really get the longevity out of it. And I've been realizing that more and more. It depends on the fragrance. Some do just fine on the hand, but some you need some additional wearing, or you need to spray it elsewhere. So I sprayed it on the crook of my arm, and that's when I really felt the longevity. I went to sleep with it, woke up, I could still smell it. Anywhere where there's going to be more heat than the hand, this stuff is going to shine. And this is the new John Varvatos Artisan Pure. Let's see if I can focus on that. Okay, this stuff has a uniqueness about it. It's citrusy. It has this almost creamy nature to it. And there's this note in there. I don't know what it is. And honestly, at first, I didn't like it. There was some nuance about it that it was weird. It almost smelled kind of culinary. I think there's a lot of stuff in this fragrance. Rodrigo Flores Rue makes beautiful scents from this house, and he makes them pretty complex. Kind of niche quality stuff, I would say. It's not just your regular citrus aromatic. There's some other things to it. And again, as I've worn it more properly, performance has been much better. This is probably going to do great in the summer, but also I'll be wearing it this spring. So that's John Varvatos Artisan Pure. Number 2. This is one I didn't expect to make this high, but I have been wearing it quite a bit, and I reach for it often. And that's because it's a great scent. And I do have a review on this, which I'll leave right up here. And we're talking about Pineapple Vintage Intense from the House of Parfums Vintage. Now, I'm not going to say much about it because you may have already heard about it. And I also have a review which you should check out. Similar to a Ventus, but the more I smell it, the more different it gets. It has something else. There's this musky quality that is just a different type of musk than I get from a Ventus. Not as much citrus in this one as in a Ventus as well. But I love it. Performance is fantastic. I get compliments on it. It's unisex, but it works very well as a masculine scent in my opinion. And technically this is not what you would call a designer fragrance, but in terms of the price point, it is on like kind of the higher end of designer prices. I mean, Dior Sauvage is more expensive than this stuff. So I recommend checking it out if you can. They do sell samples on their website, which is again Parfums Vintage. So check it out, Pineapple Vintage Intense. If you haven't smelled it already, I recommend it. And my number 1. This fragrance is not going to blow your socks off. It's not going to surprise anyone because it's not a new fragrance. It's been around a while. It's something that I have been experiencing in my journey off and on quite a bit. Finally got a bottle and realized that, man, I really love to reach for this stuff. It's so easy to wear. It works in any occasion. It works all year round, I would say. This, I had the EDT of it, which I didn't like. I mean, I liked it, but just not enough to wear it. I wore it like 4 times over the course of a year. So I decided to get rid of that, and I got its EDP brother, which I always liked from the beginning anyway. This is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Again, this list has been compiled taking into account what I will be wearing the most, not so much what I like the most. Some of these fragrances I find more interesting than this one, but I really love it. I just really dig it. So easy to wear, has this creamy nature that the EDT didn't have. You still get that grapefruit, you still get that incense, I believe. So classy, so easy to spray on. Performance is decent enough for me. I don't get crazy longevity out of it, but I get my 6 hours. That's all I really need. So I dig this. and I'm sure most of you smelled it, but if you haven't, if you've been sleeping on it, this is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. All right, so that's it for my top 10 designer list for the spring. This is weird for me. Usually this would just be it, but I am gonna make another list. I have 10 niche fragrances for the spring that I've chosen and ordered up, many of which are brand new to my collection, so you haven't seen them on this channel. So I look forward to bringing those to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this list. Let me know what you think of my picks down below, if there's any of these that you truly dig. And let me know what you'll be wearing. Give me like your top 3 spring fragrances, like the heavy hitters, the go-tos that you'll be reaching for. Let me know, let's talk about it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you guys on the next one.